These homes look great, don't they? And they'll keep looking good for decades without painting or other high-cost maintenance. That's the beauty of using CertainTeed siding. CertainTeed offers the broadest range of color and design options to create the look of true wood craftsmanship. But you get a lot more than good looks. You get performance second to none. CertainTeed siding, it's the most trusted name in the industry.
Thank you. Keep it.
My sink is stopped up. I think it's that little curvy pipe. Do I make the appointment with you?
Well,
You're a Mr. Rooter, right?
no.
Remember, there are other courteous people besides Mr. Rooter Plumbers.
Closed captioning provided by eNet, your pay-as-you-go work comp specialists.
A lot of things taking place out here at John and Toby's Custom Home. Things are really starting to move forward. Lots of different parts of the project moving forward. Sheetrock is complete and textured out, all sanded, ready to go for the first coat of paint. We've already talked about that. We have the brick out here in front of us, and they delivered the brick here yesterday, I believe, or earlier this morning, along with our angle iron. The angle iron actually takes care of any long spans of brick, such as the garage, such as over the gable over here on the other end. Window tops, they're going to use angle iron above those. Anything that has a long span of brick and nothing underneath it to hold it, we're going to use angle iron on it.
All right, we talked about what the use of the angle iron is, and here we're going to give some examples. Here we set the post back so we could actually set the brick on the concrete. We don't have to use angle iron. Sometimes mistakes are made. The carpenter may set his post out flush, and if he was going to wrap this with brick or box it in like a column, he would actually have to put a little piece of angle iron here to support that weight. Same way with every window across the front. The whole front of this house is getting brick up to the gable line. So above a vinyl window, you're not going to set the brick directly on the vinyl window or directly on top of the door. There will be a piece of angle iron to support that weight, particularly across the garage with this long span.
Here's the spots above the window that the angle iron will run.
When we had the concrete done, they asked if we want a brick ledge, and all they do is add a 2x4 into the form. That saves you from having to buy expensive steel after the fact. Here's the ledge that the brick's going to sit on. Plus, you can see how nicely that's sealed. It's all concrete. You wouldn't have to worry about, if the brick came a little high and there'd be water sitting against the wood or whatever because there was angle iron there. The brick sits on top of that concrete. They actually has little weep holes in the bottom with ropes to help get any moisture that might get behind the brick.
So when the brick gets laid, you're going to have a nice finished edge out here to this wall. Between the main wall that's covered by OSB and then house wrap, you're going to have a void in here. It's going to be a little space there. It does a couple different things. One, it's an air buffer for help with insulation. Makes it a little bit more weather tight. Plus, it still gets wet behind here from humidity. And brick also is not totally, it's a porous material. It's going to let water behind it. So you want that area free and have some airspace in there. So we've got to do something from here to the brick. That's where this 2x6 comes in. 2x6 comes in, trims it out from the J channel that was put up to the edge of this brick. And then we wrap this 2x6 with what they call trim coil, a metal wrap that is clay in color, has a wood grain to it, and it goes from top to bottom. And that way it trims out everything nicely when the siding and brick are all installed.
Now the trim coil comes a flat piece of aluminum. We'll take a metal brake and bend it to what we need. It'll actually have a little return piece that will slide behind here on this back edge against this J channel, come up around the piece of 2x6 over and actually come back in again. Then those joints can be caulked to make sure that it stays watertight.
Brought to you in part by Carpet One. Brought to you in part by Carpet One Floor and Home Columbia. Best brands, best service. The Forum Christian Church, intentionally connecting people to Jesus.
Steve's Pest Control. Now you have a friend in the pest control business.
And Withrow Electric. No job too small.